on really even ground, and the ravens, they would all jump
Hello.
on one side. Oh, hello.
Good afternoon, good evening. I hope everybody is doing great. Danny is in YouTube. He's saying hi everybody. Hi Danny. I think it's been a while since I saw you in a stream, so welcome again. It's great to see you. Before we start, let's do a sound check if you guys can help me. So I know each audio feed is coming through a different channel to the stream, and I want to make sure everybody can hear me, hear the sim, as well as the Discord, so that you are not like looking with empty eyes, who am I speaking to?
It's working on both channels.
Oh, that's great. Less issues, given the fact that we have ran into a lot within the last couple of weeks. I think.
Yeah, and I'm even using Wi-Fi, so you know everything's really good. So.
Let me knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself.
So what happens today? Will it be mid-flight?
Today I'm not expecting too many surprises, because we are going to fly an aircraft that's pretty good at the performance side of things. It is not as heavy as the Phoenix, so I'm hoping we are going to have a nice flight today. Hey Daniel, welcome again, good to see you. Alright, I have the gamer tags on, but looks like we are still having the server lag issues that I cannot see everybody, or maybe I'm just not in the right spot. Oh, okay, Captain Megazen is in a single engine propeller aircraft.
No, I'm in the Honda jet.
He is gonna try to catch up to us with an aircraft that looks like a propeller, but under the hood it's a Honda jet, so...
I wish they had the Honda jet. Yeah.
It feels like Captain Magazine, and you are almost like going to fly some sort of Honda Civic with a Porsche engine.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, Falcon is here too. Falcon is in the house. Hey, Falcon, how are you? All right, so that's your Honda jet. Looks like a Bonanza to me.
Yeah.
I don't know when they are going to fix these model matching issues, so I hope they will eventually. It just breaks the immersion. Auro is there, but he is flying an invisible airplane, I guess. I see him. It says A320, assuming he is in an Airbus. And we have Koshik too in a CRJ, so that's good. We also have Chico Bentop. I'm not sure if you are with us, Chico. If you are, welcome to the stream. The Gamer, again, invisible A320. And that's my 146-300. I know this is not the appropriate livery. I was looking for a Brazilian or Colombian livery, but couldn't find for the 146, so we are going to stick to this this livery for today.
Yeah, we're mostly inside the cockpit. So.
Yeah. Aura says, on Tuesday I got my first exam and I'm super nervous. Following month I got my second exam, and in August I got my last and final exam before getting a certified nurse. Super excited. Well, we are excited for you too, man. I mean, good luck.
Sounds good.
I'm pretty sure you're going to nail those exams, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine, Falcon. Have some family medical issues going around, so people who were here last stream probably will remember that I told you guys that my son hurt himself at last day of school on a field trip. So we had the MRI and visited the doctor last week. So it turns out that he needs surgery, and that's gonna happen tomorrow.
Okay, right away.
Yeah, they have to reconstruct his ACL. That's what it looks like for now. Luckily, the doctor thinks it's the ligament is intact, but the bone where it holds onto the bone has a small crack or fracture. So he's gonna try to fix it, but he says when I enter and take a look at it for real, not through the MRI, if I see like there are any problems with the ligament, I will just have to replace and make him a new ACL from a different place in his body, like taking tissue from his upper leg. I hope it doesn't go like down that road, but yep, alright, it wasn't, but well, it's just something that no one can probably foresee. Like who would guess that you will just hurt yourself that bad on a trampoline? So fingers crossed. Lucas says the colors of the livery are from the Brazilian flag. That's true, yes. So that kind of matches. That's why I picked this one. So hopefully we will be okay. Again, this aircraft received an update over the last week. Actually 2 or 3 updates after they realized they had some bugs after the initial one. They just fixed those, and we have a couple more things to play with in the cockpit. So let's jump in there and let's start doing what we do. So the first thing, we have a animated cockpit door now. So this thing can be closed or opened, which is, well, I mean, not a huge thing, but it's nice to have some things to play with when you are in the cockpit. And there were some updates to the EFP as well as the flight model and some of the instruments and lights and whatnot. Lovisa is here. Hi Lovisa, welcome. Thank you Falcon. He is saying life is tough sometimes, but I wish your son the best luck. He got this easy. I hope so. He is a little bit nervous. I'm trying to relieve him. Hopefully he will not be too much nervous when he is going into the surgery, but fingers crossed. We hope for the least invasive way to get him back on his feet. And I think the doctor said you are looking to roughly 3 to 4 months recovery time. So he probably is going to spend the entire summer back and forth between the hospital and try to enjoy the summer as much as he can while he is in this condition. So
it's a bummer summer.
It is a bummer summer, correct.
Yeah.
All right, what we need to do. Okay, let's get the OFP first from SimBrief. Let's fetch it. And as I said, there are some differences, so we are not going to follow this exact routing. I modified this a little bit. If you are interested, I posted the route in the video description. And instead of direct departure, we are going to use a SID, and that SID is Diana 1 Alpha, I believe. No, 1 Bravo. I'm sorry, Diana 1 Bravo, which will take us to Diana, and then from there to there we will jump onto Uniform Zulu 81. So it renders couple waypoints like Egg Ball useless. That SID will take us direct to Diana. Oh, Peter is here and he says, hi guys, all the way from my little Belfast City airport. That's a nice place. I have flown out of Belfast in the sim and it looks awesome, and I'm sure it is better looking than it is in the sim in real life. So welcome to the stream, Peter. It's great to have you here. All right.
9 people watching.
Oh yeah, I mean, we have a lot of people today, so I hope you guys enjoy the show, and let's get this show on the road, shall we? We'll go overhead. I was able to map my controls to my throttle quadrant. You guys might not be aware, I'm using SPAD Next to map all the buttons and switches. I got sick of changing profiles when I change aircraft, and I have a lot of profiles in the sim, so this automatically switches the profiles for me. And I have so far 737, Phoenix A320, single engine, dual engine or twin engine GA mapped, and then 146 mostly mapped. So I am okay with it. I just love it that I don't have to change controller profiles in the sim anymore. Alright, so batteries 1 and 2 to on. That will give us DC power. We have enough voltage, but we will probably need ground power as soon as possible. So let's pull the aircraft window. We have a couple things open like doors, and we have chocks in place, and we can import the payload. So this is one of the updates. We can get the SimBrief payload from the SimBrief flight plan and import it, and it will just load the fuel and the cargo and the passengers as well, which is nice. And we'll just get the ground power in place, and we should see the light coming on, ground power available here. There we go. And now we can switch the ground power to on, and that will give us AC power. Right off the bat we have to tie the buses, otherwise the aircraft will not power on anything. So AC DC buses to on, and standby inverter and generators are now armed. Upper overhead, we need to turn on the yaw damper master, AP master and avionics master AMB. Brake fans to auto. Auto spoilers, I shouldn't touch it, it's in up, but there is no way to turn this off when you switch this on, so we'll leave it as is. And anti-skid comes on as well. I hope this doesn't create any issues. No smoking signs to auto, cabin emergency lights armed. We have the nav lights to high intensity. That is pretty much the upper overhead done, unless we want to do some tests, which in this aircraft it just, you do the tests. There are no failures built in, so yes, all of the tests are working, but to make things a little bit easier, we'll just skip the tests for today's stream. Back to down or lower overhead, we'll get the flight deck emergency lights to armed, and that is pretty much everything we need to do up here, and we'll turn on the window heat. Cool, so that's overhead done. We will start the APU a little later. We are on ground power, and we'll go down and program our FMC, which is right here. There is no IRS to align, so position initialization does nothing. We can plug in the airport if we want to, but that also does nothing, I hope. Just Flight is working on a custom FMC for this aircraft. It will be released in the future. I don't know when, there are no information, and as you see, this is, if you have flown the CJ4, this is exactly the working title FMC. So they just copied their code, which is what you call it, open source. So, and that's what they use to give us an FMC to fly with, at least. So we are departing from Sierra Bravo Foxtrot Zulu to Sierra Bravo Romeo Foxtrot. That is our departure and destination. Our flight number is not 110. I think it was, can't remember the code. Let me check it, and let's be realistic when we are putting our flight number in. So that's CEB, Charlie Echo Bravo. Oops, one letter more there. Charlie Bravo Echo 1458. That is our flight number. And we will select our departure and then enter our waypoints. We will be departing runway 13, that's what we are expecting. And as I said, we are departing using Diana 1 Bravo SID. Execute this and go to the flight plan. That should enter and give us the first waypoint. From Diana, we are jumping on to Uniform Zulu 81. And that will take us, if it goes in there, to SEVIL. That's the only waypoint before our star. That's it, and then we'll go to the departure and arrival and select our arrival. We will be doing an ILS to runway 18, ILS Zulu runway 18 via the aux-SAM transition, and we are expecting Jana 1 Alpha star with SEVIL transition. So that's the arrival, and we might have some discontinuities because I believe there are some vectors in our routing. We will clean those up, and that is the routing done. So very easy in this aircraft. Super nice to have something like that, and it doesn't know what altitude we will be flying at, so any of that is not known by this aircraft. But I can check the flight plan routing and put something in there, although we don't have VNAV, so we will be controlling the altitude ourselves. But we are expecting to reach our flight level of flight level 290 by waypoint. Well, top of climb is right where we enter the airway, so after Diana, probably around Mike Sierra Sierra, or before that we are expecting flight level 290, and I'm not sure if this will accept it. Oh, it did. Peter asking, hi Mark, are you the same side of the pond as myself? I am still watching tutorials on the Airbus, so much to take in. Peter, yes, Airbus is, it will take some time to learn, but if you haven't tried the Boeing, it's just twice time required to learn when you compare it to the Airbus. I have not flown the Dark Star Falcon, and that name always reminds me the DCS, you know, there's a Dark Star AWACS up in the air sending you the bogies, and that reminds me DCS. Dark Star Overlord are the call signs that they use in DCS, so reminds me of that one. Alright, so that's the flight plan routing done. Let's turn our avionics. Flight director radio comes on. That nav radio 2 as well. I believe on our star, or SID rather, we only have a 2000 or above restriction, if I remember that correctly. So let's take a look at that. Like this, and there is a 2000 or above, which we shouldn't have any problems matching, so, or meeting that restriction, and there are no other restrictions, so we will assume that we will just go up to our cruising altitude of 29,000 feet. That's what I'm going to set at the FCP, MCP, whatever you want to call it. In Airbus it's FCP, in Boeing it's MCP, but it is the main control panel or flight control panel, in other words. So 29,000 set. We need to get the weather information, and I'm gonna use SimToolkit Pro for that. Current weather is temperature 27 degrees Celsius, dew point 24, winds are coming from 140 at 6 knots, so runway 13 I think is favored at this point. Visibility is 10,000 meters, altimeter is 1012, that's what I was looking for. 1012 is set once, twice, and 3 times, so that they are synced. I believe that's my settings. You can separate them if you want to. You have to arm the altitude, by the way, otherwise the aircraft will fly past this altitude and try to climb, but I think that's also the service ceiling for this aircraft as well, if I'm not remembering wrong. We'll put the master warning system into action, and we can check our warnings to see if they are working, which they are. So master warning system is now engaged. Let's clean up the cautions and master warning. We'll plug in our standard transponder code, and we'll just open and check our brake temperatures, which should be the outside air temperature. Aircraft is sitting here for a while. So 1071, our standard transponder code is now entered. We can get some console lighting too, in case. We don't need the floodlight. And let's help our pilots with the instrument lighting as well, and the co-pilots. Alright, and I think we should have some clear ship lighting too. Alright, that's the lights, and there is no simulated boarding in this aircraft, so we are loaded with fuel, so we can turn the passenger signs on. And I think we can start the APU to get some air, because if I check and find the button to check the cabin temperature, which is I believe this guy, it's just quite hot back there. The passengers are complaining like they are feeling in a microwave, so let's not burn them and start the APU. You can start the APU with suction power in this aircraft, but eventually you will need the left inner pump turned on to feed fuel to the APU. So RPM increasing, EGT or TGT in this aircraft is increasing. Yep, left inner pump, correct. I will turn it on. It can start with suction power, Lucas, but you will eventually need to turn it on because it will show low pressure over here. So left inner pump, we can turn it on. APU gen can come online, and that should provide power to the aircraft systems. Although the gen is showing offline, but we should be receiving some power from APU, which we are. That's due to, I believe, the external power still being connected to the aircraft. And our bus ties are tied, so let's just get rid of the external power and see if it... Yep, APU gen now becomes online when you disconnect this external power switch. While we are here, let's set our cruising altitude on our pressurization system, 29,000 feet, and it's not going past that, so that tells me that that's the service ceiling for this aircraft. We can now remove the ground power units, close our doors, and go up there because we will need hydraulic power to pull the stairs in. And after the update, I realized that the DC pump is not functioning when you are on the ground, so I'm not sure if this is a bug or if it's the normal behavior. But in my first video with this aircraft, the DC pump was running when you turn it on while on APU power. Right now it is not. So not sure what this is. If yours is doing the same, let me know. If yours is different, maybe I have something wrong. But we will turn the AC pump on. That will give us hydraulic power. Hi Frederica, welcome. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat as well while I'm doing this. Okay, so we have hydraulic power. We can turn the PTU on too. That will power the green system, and I think the stairs are on the yellow system, so we don't even need the PTU. But now we can pull the stairs in, and they should be getting into their place. Yeah, we have 14 viewers. I mean, I guess it was I don't know. It was great to see you guys all watching the stream. We haven't seen too many people like this for a while, but that's also due to me having some issues with the stream, and I understand it's not fun to watch when I'm having technical difficulties. So we can close the door now, and
cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
What we need to do now is to set our TMS, thrust management system, power it on. Outside temperature is 27 degrees. We will use this reference temperature. We are not going to set a flex temperature, but we will use the TGT a little bit high and select takeoff. That will give us our M1 percentage, and clicking the placard will set the bugs for us for all 4 engines. Koshik, it could be I couldn't find the livery, so this is what made sense. That's why I'm using it. I explained it at the beginning of the stream if you were watching. So TGT is now set. We turn it off now for it to not to interfere with the engine start. And the other thing, because we are now using an RNAV flight plan, we need to switch the HSI to RNAV on both sides. Now we can use our GPS flight plan. And we will eventually need the ILS frequency and get back to nav to activate the localizer and glide slope, or capture localizer and the glide slope. Alright, so that's done. We will probably climb with indicated airspeed of 220 knots or 230 knots, somewhere there. When we look at the departure, let's see what our course looks like on our departure. And Captain Megazenon did it again. My generous friend, thanks for the 22 Norwegian crowns. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Frederica says, my life in the Sweden kingdom is crazy right now. I don't know what you tried to say there, Frederica. I always thought Sweden is a nice country, but that might be you having some difficulties. So our course is 126, so that is going to be our heading, 126. So that's 15, that's roughly 1216, oh 126, okay, 12 is there, that's 13. I probably need to get down a little bit and see it better and get rid of the yoke to set the heading bar. My heading bar selected works on my controller. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, that's something I haven't set yet. So that is roughly 126 if I'm seeing correctly. Okay, Frederica corrected, saying Cebu Pacific is Filipino low-cost carrier, not Indonesian. Okay, Peter says your streams are amazing. I worked for Service-R ground handling in Belfast International in both commercial and cargo. I worked on the Herc, amazing aircraft. Hercules, I believe you tried to say there. I assume so. Peter, great ground handling. It's a nice job to have, where you just see the aircraft every day and be around them. I guess it must be nice. Cool. So we are ready to start our engines, and the other thing I need to check is our taxi routing, because I am not using the toolbar pushback anymore. So let's see, that's runway 13, we should be somewhere here. Yep, so that's we'll push the tail to the left and then take Kilo Papa into runway 13. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay, Frederica says, I am saying that I have a crazy living condition while being here in Sweden. Why? Exactly.
Interesting.
That's interesting. And who
But
is
it was a socialist paradise.
Chico
Suite.
Bentopi International in the stream, parked behind me? Aura, I don't know. Maybe he is watching the stream. I just greeted everybody I saw on the airport, in the airport, parked, but I'm not sure. Okay, so tail to the left, and then Kilo Papa into runway 13. So when we look outside, we can push straight out with Shift P and then take a left turn, and that is the runway. Okay, that's what we will do. Let's get ready to start our engines first. All the pumps will go on now. We haven't turned the packs. I'm pretty sure the passengers are still burning back there. Let's just turn it for a little bit, at least until we are pushing back, and we'll turn the ice detection on. What else? I need to remember. Every time I just fly a different aircraft, I need to remind myself, like, what was the next thing you need to do, and they are all different from each other, so it's sometimes hard for me to remember everything. But I think we are in good shape to start our engines. Obviously we need to turn the beacon lights on, which is done now. And we don't need anti-ice. Seat belts are on. The other lights will take care of those later, and we'll turn the generators on when the engines are running. So, Shift P, that will connect the tug. And that tug is huge for this aircraft, like it's shaving our nose right now. Microsoft, please just give us some smaller size tugs for smaller size aircraft. That is breaking the immersion. Look at that, that's almost as big as our aircraft.
Move a Starlift or big plane with that one.
Yeah. Alright, so the tug is, I believe, connected now. I don't know if it's gonna start pushing us immediately. Oh, it did. Hold on, I haven't removed the chocks yet, man. And the parking brake, come on now. Alright, we are pushing. So we'll start with engine number 4. Starter master switch to on, and packs to off, and we'll start engine number 4. We'll go and monitor our instruments. M1 rotation. It doesn't have reversers. Koshik, he is asking, I hope British BAE can reverse using reversers. We don't have reversers. Passing 20% M1, we will introduce the fuel, which I have tied to my controller, so this should take care of it. There we go. That's fuel, and then we should see TGT rising, N2 rotation, and at about 40% N2, we should see the oil pressure. So passing 40%, we are monitoring the oil pressure, and that's the last thing we are going to check, and that will tell us that this is a good engine start. So I'm gonna read the chat here in a second. So Fredrik says, well, I'm here in Sweden as an indentured servant to a very, very rich Swedish lady, and the original contract ended 6 days ago, and she's still keeping me at her property. That is interesting. Alright, our engine number 4 is running. I don't know if I want to hear the rest of the story, Frederica. It's just a little bit scary, if you ask me. Alright, engine number 3.
The lady is a band member of ABBA, I'm sure.
Alright, and 1 rotation. We have slight N2 rotation too, which is good. And passing 20%, I'm waiting for 25, and we will introduce fuel. Fuel is in. TGT. And at about 40%, we are washing for oil pressure. Alright, almost there. So it's hard to hear the engines in the cockpit, but if we jump outside we will probably hear them. Alright, oil pressure is rising, so good engine start for engine number 4. And look at us, I forgot the pushback. Right, so let's stop it. Not too bad though, we are almost at the taxiway. Man, I need a pushback plug-in. I can't multitask. Go away Tug, go away. Let's set the parking brake. Set. Alright, we'll start our engines and take care of the taxi routing. Again, I did something wrong again. I forgot about the pushback. I got very busy watching the chat and then trying to start the engine, man. Alright, engine 2 starting up right now. And it's okay. We are not too bad. At least we didn't put the aircraft in a ditch. 20% N2. 25. Fuel is in. TGT rising. And waiting for 40% N2. Oh boy. I'll try to fly the SID, hand fly the SID, so get ready for a disaster, okay? I'm just giving you guys a disclaimer there. But we'll see how that goes. There is no auto throttle, there is no reverser, everything is on the pilot. Alright, engine number 2 is running. Let's go and start engine number 1. Yep, exactly, Daniel. They should have. I like the toolbar pushback, but I'm not sure if it holds true. They say it's creating a memory leak, and when I'm flying with Phoenix, it's almost impossible to fly without stutters if I have the pushback plugin in my community folder. So that's why I'm trying to avoid it.
Yeah, I had the same issues.
Did you? Okay, so that
Yeah,
means maybe
I
the
uninstalled it
developer
too.
will update that plugin, which was great, almost as good as the better pushback in X-Plane. So, alright, looks like at 40% oil pressure is rising. We have 4 good engine starts, which is great. Now we'll do the after start checks. I should have done it before start too, but hey, I'm a lazy pilot. All right. This way, if you forget, they can push back all the way out of the airport. Yep, I don't know. I mean, we could have gone way beyond this point, all the way into those buildings and park into that street, have a cup of coffee with one of those buildings' residents, and get back to the aircraft. All right, after start checks. Let's see. Start selector to off. Okay. Oh, no, not that one. Not that one, that's the APU. Okay, start master off. Engine NTIs not required. Generator 1s and 4, 1 and 4 online. APU air now goes back on. It is already on. We'll turn the packs on and cabin air on so that we can provide some air. We are not going to use the bleeds until we are up in the air. That's true, Daniel. It's not my job to control the pushback as the pilot. You are right. Packs on, brake fans, auto. We already set them to auto. We need the engine hydraulic pumps to on. And we don't need the AC pump, but we will keep the PTU on. Heaters. Those are these guys here. We'll turn them on. TMS is coming on now. Power it on, and transponder goes to TA at this point. We will turn it to TA-RA prior to takeoff. Alright, so, and weather radar is not working, but we can get it to standby for now. And we can get some lights to start taxiing. So, runway turn off lights. Which one I turned on, I'm not sure. What is this? Oh, that's the strobes. No, I don't want that one. I want the runway exit lights on. And let's... Parking brake is off, and let's get back to the apron. Let's start taxi. Okay. Peter says assign a button for reverse thrust. I wish this aircraft doesn't have reverse thrust, Peter. If I had one, we would probably use the reverse thrust to get out of the gate to start taxi. Let's do the taxi checks while we are trying to get back to the taxiway. Flaps, we will set our flaps to 18. That's our takeoff flaps setting. That's now set. Taxi lights are on. Rudder trim is centered. We don't have anything there. And that is the taxiway, luckily. aileron trim should be also center, and we'll check the elevator trim to make sure it's within the green band for takeoff. Alright, that's the taxiway. Let's check the trim. That's in the green band, so that's okay. And we will taxi out like this. We'll do the config check. That is this guy over here. If we hear a horn, that means there is a problem with our takeoff configuration. If we don't, we are good. We will get the continuous ignition AMD on for takeoff. And we are down to the before takeoff checks. If I can taxi properly. Alright, that's
Reading SimPilot, this plane you're flying has been superseded by something called the Avro RJ85. It looks very similar. It was developed in '92, kind of concurrently with production of the BA-146. I'm not sure about the performance of the new aircraft. I couldn't get anything on that.
Okay, I saw a message from Peter. I don't know what that message was meant to, but I am not going to publish that. Peter, sorry. And Frederica is saying something about something, so that's an interesting story. Alright, I'm coming. Everybody is on the runway.
Nice guy, that Peter.
Yeah, I don't know what he tried to say there or who that message was directed to. He only said assign a button for reverse thrust. This aircraft doesn't have any reverse thrusters, so that was my response, but I'm not sure. Maybe there was something else going on in the chat that I didn't catch, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm there, guys. Ready to roll. So I think on our departure we made, let me see the departure chart on the other screen.
Once again, you're showing as a generic beach bonanza on my screen.
Me?
No.
Yeah, we like to fly aircraft looking like something completely different. And I don't want to hit you, Mark. At least I'm seeing you as the citation longitude, so...
Oh, yeah, it's general aviation, so of course it does render those.
That renders correctly. So who we
It
have
seems
at
like
the
if you don't have the planes yourself, then they won't show up.
Okay, we have...
Well, they show up as a generic, but
Yeah, that has been an issue with others too, not just me. Auro is leading, so he's gonna probably we'll put the pedal to the metal first, and then I will be following you guys. And for that, I will just do my pre-flight or before takeoff checks. Cabin call. I call the cabin.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
Alright. Slider secured for takeoff. And landing lights are now coming on. And we'll turn the strobes to on. Flight controls checked. Although I don't have my yoke. Left, right, forward, back, right rudder, left rudder, all good. MWS is okay. TMS is turned on, and we'll just enter the runway now. Looks like everybody is up in the air except myself, so I'll be catching up to you guys very shortly.
I know it over the ocean while we're waiting for you here.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm still on the runway.
Let's
I'm behind you.
And I think there was a go around toga mode here, and now we are ready to take off. We assume that we have the takeoff clearance. We will increase the throttles to 50%-ish, and engines are stable, and then we will just go to our TMS setting for takeoff, which I have to set at. There we go.
Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots cross-checked. Power set, flex achieved.
And it's left rudder to keep along the center line.
V1. Rotate. V2.
We'll pitch up to about 15 degrees.
Positive rate of climb, gear up.
Winds coming up. Follow the flight director. I'm trying to use the trim wheel to push the aircraft up, so that I don't have to pull back on the road a lot, but that trim wheel is super slow. Alright, coming into full wind grab speed, and we need to make that right turn. So there's our flat down route. Sync mode now, we are up in the air. Push down a little bit so that the aircraft can pick up some speed to the end of gas. It's a little bit bumpy. I'm not able to make the trim to the point where I want it to be.
VFTO, safe height speed, select to flaps.
Flaps are coming in. This should take us directly to our routing. The game is way too loud. Thanks, Falcon, I will fix it very quickly. Okay, now it should be better. Okay, I just adjusted the volume, so you should be able to hear now. I'm not sure why we don't have LNAV, but at this point I'll just turn the IAS mode and engage the autopilot. Okay, we have autopilot now. We'll fly probably heading mode at this point until we get LNAV to engage. Let's try it again. Okay, there we go. We are back in business. Autopilot is in, and now we can do the after takeoff checks. Alright, sorry about that. I know the sounds were a little bit loud. So now we can probably need the engine anti-ice. We are passing through the clouds, even if the, let me see the temperature. Temperature is below 10 degrees or getting to there. So let's keep the engine anti-ice on. Engine bleeds are on, APU air can come off, packs will stay on. We don't need the APU anymore, so let's turn that off. That goes to off. And anything else? We are good. We are good. Yep, do we have ice detection? We have a warning. That's the APU shutting off. And we are climbing at 220-ish, so that's okay. And we can always change it, but I think we are good for now. Alright, let's jump outside and see who's here. Okay, everybody's en route.
There.
Cool.
Roger.
Okay, coming up to 10,000. And now we can turn off the landing lights when we pass 10,000. That's 10,000, landing lights off, runway turn off lights off, and that is all we need to do at this point, and we are just waiting to reach the cruise level. Great. I hope the sound is still okay. I think it is, so
Yeah, at least they say in the chat it's
okay.
way better.
That's great to know. Alright.
So still no problems yet today.
No, still no problems, and I think I'm gonna knock on wood one more time. But yeah, so far so good. So let's get out of this screen. I don't want to click anything by mistake. And we could have done the charts here too, which I forgot, but let's just at least do it for our arrival. Alright, that is our star, and we will keep it here for now. And we should be good to go. I'm gonna monitor the speed. It is okay for now. Lucas says, I got this plane last week and I am addicted to it. It's very fun to fly. Indeed it is, Lucas. I think it's a fun to fly aircraft and very enjoyable. Yeah, I like to fly this aircraft too. I need to fly a little bit more often to learn a little bit more and remember a little bit more. I tend to forget a couple things here and there, and I think we are above the transition altitude, so we can go to 1013 on the altimeter, which wasn't too far off. And oh yeah, beautiful South America. It is always nice to look outside in this aircraft and see the ground, and I don't know, Microsoft Flight Simulator always amazes me when it comes to how the world looks like. Look at that.
Even looked realistic at 275,000 feet in the Dark Star as well.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know, X-Plane 12 is around the corner. I'm also curious to see how it is going to look like. But I'm loving what I have in Microsoft Flight Simulator so far. Some people still, you know, complain about some things here and there, and I'm pretty sure they will be eventually fixed. So what I have for today until they update more is okay. I have some complaints, but they are mostly minor things like the AI traffic and matching the traffic, or what was it, livery matching for the AI traffic, and model matching as well. A decent pushback. The biggest bummer for me is the ATC, but it is no different in the other simulators too. Without an external ATC software, it is quite limited. Passing 17,000 almost. Oh, Auro says I can never see you in the game. That's probably the server we are in having some lag, but I can see you right in front of me. So at least that's a plus. You are right there.
Good.
Yeah, I saw you at
else.
first, and now I can't see you either.
You can't.
Before
In
takeoff.
one of these streams, I think maybe I can use a VPN to use the European server so that you and Auro can see me a lot better.
Yeah, but it worked in the first when we were.
I know
starting
when
up
we
the
started
engines.
it worked, and then now it is not, and I'm pretty
No.
sure at some point we will see you again. So it's
Yeah.
how it was over the streams that we have done.
Yeah.
But
It's
I enjoy flying
more
with you
normal
guys,
than
so it's
that it
it's a
works.
great way of having some over the weekend. So, oh, Auro is in Canada. I keep forgetting. That's Falcon is in Europe. I'm sorry. Yep, Auro, you are in Canada. All right.
No, the Avro Aero, that's the famous aircraft that the government of Canada forcibly retired just after it had been developed because they.
Oh, really? So that's
Yeah,
what
they
his
would- it
nickname
was,
comes from, you think?
Yeah, it was
Oh, I
it's
wasn't
almost a
aware.
legend. It's an advanced fighter aircraft, fighter bomber, high altitude, high speed, supersonic, developed in the late 50s, and then, fortunately, the prime minister at the time, Diefenbaker, decided that it wasn't needed. We needed was missiles, Bomark missiles we put in and to defend against Russia, right, or Soviet Union. But you know, of course, a proper military needs different components. You can't just rely on one thing. And so all those engineers, it's not just the plane that was lost, but all the engineers working on the program, they all headed down to the U.S. and aircraft down there, and even the SR-71, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
But we lost the whole industry because of that cancellation, and most of the industry.
Yeah, I mean, fighter jets, I was always interested in those, especially when I was in high school. I was obsessed with the fighter jets of my time, like F-16. Some parts of the world call it Falcon, Fighting Falcon. Some parts of the world calls it Viper. F-14 Tomcat, F-15 Eagle.
I think the Tomcat was only fairly recently retired, like a few years ago.
Yeah, it was
I
very
mean, these aircraft
famous.
have incredibly long lives.
It was very famous around 90s, so
Yeah.
along with F-15 Eagle.
We're still trying to make a selection. I hope we go with the F-35 for this country. It's the most advanced.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm craving to go and see the new Top Gun movie when I have some time.
Using F-18. We still have those around.
How are we at climbing? I think we need to add some more throttle. So in the documentation it says you put 1 more % to the N1 for each 5,000 feet or something, or 1,000 feet. I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but you need to increase the throttle to keep climbing. And there's also a sync mode where you can either hold or toggle a button to engage it. and then it will go to sync as you see here on the FMA, and then you can pitch back to increase the climb rate and let it go, and it will set that as your new climb rate. So that's how the autopilot works. It fluctuates a little bit, but then eventually it will come back to what you set to keep climbing. Ah, Ronnie is here. Oh, look at that. Happened to wake up 5 a.m. Wow, this aircraft not the easiest to learn though. Better go back to sleep. See you later. Good to hear you. Good to hear you too, Ronnie. Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by, and enjoy the morning sleep until you wake up. One thing we didn't do is, because we closed the cockpit door, or maybe the cabin crew did it for us. So
Yeah, I flew the A320 with the door open.
oh yeah, the cockpit door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I
not
want to
the
get back to
cockpit door, it was
737.
The right
That's-
front door.
Yeah, I want to
That's
get
why
back
you're-
to 737 after the update. I haven't tried it, but they say it is improved, and I still cannot understand, like, why am I getting 30-35 frames with the A320 from Phoenix, but getting 60 frames with the PMDG 737? I still cannot put it into, you know,
Some say that that program in the background
that
uses
is
a lot.
consuming a lot. That's true, Captain. That Phoenix app running in the background, which I believe is controlling the ProSim flight model, and you know, whatever it controls, it's taking up too much CPU power.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Falcon, Ronnie,
So-
Ronnie is in Australia, so it's his morning. Most of us are in the afternoon or in the evening, but that's Australia is a little bit different. We will eventually get there at some point in the live streams during the tour. But yeah, it's going to be a long flight to Australia. I don't know where we will probably fly to there from Asia. That's what I think we will do when we get there. Did I touch the course knob? And by the way, I need to set the course for our approach, but that's far away. That still is like long way away. We are almost completed, like 1/4 of our flight route. And I'm not sure if this FMC has the, what was the button that goes to the FMC? Do we have a progress page in this thing? Let's see. Oh yeah, we do. So it's showing that, but it's not showing a top of descent calculation. So it's giving the wind information and headwind component, which is nice. But it's just the distance, 275 miles to our destination. Our climb rate keeps dropping, so we need to add more power, I guess. The aircraft needs more power to climb past 26,000. That's where it struggles a lot when you switch to max speed. I'm not sure if we have an option to switch to Mach units in this aircraft. Can't remember. Oh, there is Mach hold, so we can switch to Mach hold. And it should hold the max speed we are at this point. And for cruise, I think I'm gonna set the speed back to something like Mach 0.7-ish, close to the overspeed limit, and see if it can get there. But so far, decent climbing. I'm not complaining. Like, with 4 small jet engines, this aircraft can actually climb reasonably to the cruise level. I think there is no way to set this more than 20. Oh, you can set it to more than 29,000 feet. My bad. Okay, we'll just stay at 29,000.
It's not a high-flying aircraft. Normally.
It is not. Yeah, I know. I can't remember the exact service ceiling, but I think it likes to fly somewhere between 26 to 29,000, and it doesn't likes to climb past 29,000. So far, look at that. Look at the world. It is amazing.
Which variant are you flying? The 1 or 200 or 300?
Most of our cruise altitude.
300.
300. Ceiling is 35,000. That's ceiling though.
Okay, the ceiling is 35. But I think
I'm almost at 40.
if I remember correctly, this aircraft is having hard time climbing past 29,000, so the climb rate drops quite significantly, and if you don't want to stress the engines beyond the orange marker there, you shouldn't be trying to climb past 29,000.
Sure.
Luckily we are there, so we will pick up some speed now, and then we will adjust our throttle based on our speed.
Max speed, basically 0.7 Mach here, right?
Yeah, you don't want to push N2 and M1 too much. You might get, I mean, failures are not part of this aircraft. I don't know if something happens when you pass the limit on M1, but I don't want to find it out right now.
Yeah, everything is working now.
Yeah, we are having a nice stream, so let's keep it that way.
It's still 10 people watching.
Yeah, good. I mean, we had some more people at the beginning, but I don't know if they got offended with something I said. I don't know. They left, which is fine. Who is watching right now can hopefully enjoy the stream.
I can't remember you said anything offending, but
I don't either, other than we don't have reversers was my last comment.
that can be offensive enough.
Offensive?
Offending,
yeah, maybe.
Enough for someone.
So how do you find the Honda Jet, Captain?
It's the first time flying it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just downloaded it before the stream.
Is it on the marketplace
So,
or some other?
No,
other
I think it's only on the marketplace.
Cool.
I
So
think it was cheap.
3000, eh?
And I think it is using the default G3000 with some modifications.
Yeah,
like you can get the aircraft diagram in there showing the doors and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's the actual
It's
avionics.
nice.
I looked up Honda's website. They're actually using a G3000 for that plane.
Oh, okay, so that's true to life.
It's true to life, yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I have way too many aircraft and way less time to enjoy them all, so I will probably wait a little bit before I add more to the hangar.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. But
yeah, I still haven't enjoyed 737, A320 and 146 a lot, so I still have... I want to spend some more time with these aircraft before I can jump onto new ones. That's why I am still keeping the Cessna 310 from Milwiz at the back of my head, but I'm not going to purchase it right now.
we're starting to get enough airplanes now, I think.
Yeah, and I haven't even bothered with downloading the recent updates to the Cessna 414. I'm just waiting for that aircraft to come out of beta, and I will just get back to it. But when we reach Rio...
I tried it, but I can't say I can really see a difference.
I don't know, I have mixed feelings about that aircraft, to be honest with you. I mean, if I was making the decision today, I would probably go with this 310 and just don't buy the 414. Only reason I bought it is the altitude it can fly at as a GA aircraft. So I said, okay, this can climb up to like 25,000. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully it will develop and get better. The developer is working, I know that for sure.
Yeah, it looks like he's working hard because
Yep.
there are coming updates
And I
very
think he added some
fast.
more functionality like passengers and whatnot, so the tablet has
Yeah.
changed a little bit too. So looking forward to see the release version.
Yeah.
But man, it's so quiet back here in the cabin. Watching the clouds, and clouds always amazes me in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I can't just get over it, you know. It's
They say
always
in
something I
X-Plane
wanted
also.
in a flight simulator, having true representation of clouds. This is the first time, I think, between all the sims, and I don't own P3D, but X-Plane. Am I on Volanta, Captain? Koshik, I am not on Volanta, but I can fire it up if it's installed. I don't know if I installed Volanta after I
No,
formatted
don't
my
do it.
PC. I
Don't do
probably
it.
don't have it, but I think I can also go and log in online without downloading the app. Let's go there and let's open in browser and see if I can spot you guys. And that might give us some flight statistics, like when we should expect to arrive and whatnot, and how much time we got left in the air. Let's see, what was my password? I need to remember that. Okay, I think it's this. Let me try this one. Alright, I'm there. I am now in Volanta. Do I need to plan a flight? Add a flight plan, use SimBrief. Right, that worked. And let's follow the aircraft. Where is my aircraft? Or maybe this cannot follow the aircraft in Volanta when I'm using the browser. Yeah, looks like I am not able to find my aircraft, and there are a lot of people flying in Volanta, so the map looks crazy. Must be somewhere here. Yeah, it says download the desktop app. I will do that later. I don't want to try installing anything and cause some issues. Right now I am good at 41% CPU load, and GPU is doing fine. I can't see my frame rate, but I'm assuming it's close to 60 frames per second because OBS is not giving me any problems in terms of frame rate too. Alright, let's jump back into the cockpit. Uh-oh. See? You shouldn't be a passenger for too long. Overspeed. Okay, let's put the speed brakes out to slow us down a little bit. The aircraft was like yelling at me, and I was just enjoying the clouds back there. Okay, hopefully we will not overspeed again. I'll keep the throttles around 87-ish if I can adjust it, and that should give us the cruise speed we need. Alright, let me monitor my instruments like a pilot and don't just be a passenger.
Seat driver.
Oh, I'm slowing down. Wait. Oh. Oh, I still have the speed brake out. Why are you not coming in?
I'm going to the galley. I'll see you later.
That might be my controller binding, because I use the controller. It attends, but it's not coming back in. So that's the problem. Alright, we will use... I will set it up later properly. We should pick up some speed now. Yep. I find it tricky to set a stable cruise M1 in the 146. Same here, Lucas. Same here. It jumps a lot. Like you wanna set to a certain percentage, it's like very hard to get there. I'm gonna try to get close to Mach 0.07 and stay there if I can. So that is where I'm aiming. Let me set the speed bug. And let's take a look at the approach. ILS Zulu, runway 18. This is sort of a DME arc. If it loads, it's still not super responsive. There we go. So that's an ILS DME arc that we need to fly. That's a 10 DME arc. We are coming to Oaksam and then taking this arc to Oaklam and then into the runway. So that's the arc we need to fly. I'm not sure if the RNAV will do it. As you see, it's a 10 DME arc. Localizer frequency is 110.3 and the final approach course is 184. Decision height for ALS is showing 223. Is that true? Yep, 223. So because we are not using radios, let's just set that up. Course 184. That's set once, sets twice on the nav2. We, I believe, have to tune both radios to the localizer frequency, if I remember correctly, the ILS approach, and that was 110.3. Let's set the standby, it's closer, and switch it and do the same over here. It's 110.3 set, course set, and the last thing is our decision height, which is 223, which we can set here. We'll just stick to 210, that should do it. And let me check one more thing. Because that's using radio altitude, that is 200, not 210. This doesn't use the barometric altitude, so we'll stick to 200. That's going to display the radio altitude there. That's set for our arrival. We are still far away from our top of descent, and we need to calculate the top of descent a little bit manually here. We need to descend down to 2000 and eventually 1670, 700-ish. I would say 1600 is what I will aim for. So that is 29,000 difference. Times that by 3, that's 91. No, 81. Yeah, 81. And I will add 10-mile buffer in there, so that's 91. Around 90 miles to the airport, we should be descending. Right now we are at 180, so at SEVIL, as you see, that's 93 away, that's almost half point. At SEVIL we will initiate descent and descend at like 1500 per minute and see where it takes us. Cool, so that's the plan for descent. And while the speed is looking stable at 3, oh no, it's increasing, but it's not gonna get past that point, I guess, because it's slowly increasing. So we will monitor that and set our cruise speed. And we'll check the fuel. Okay, we don't have any fuel left in the center tanks. We don't need the center tank transfer. It's shut now. Cross feed is shut, we don't need that too. And APU is off. Looking good here. We have 4 tons of fuel. We have burned 3333, that's roughly 1200 kilograms or 1300 kilograms of fuel. And we are almost halfway. So that's, I think we have enough fuel to get there. Good. All is good. We are getting close to our speed. We need to adjust our throttles a little bit. We don't want to fly past 410 on the indicated ground speed. That will give us roughly Mach 0.7. Let's come back to 88% and see where if it stops increasing. Okay, looks like we are stable. Maybe it's too early to say. Yeah, we are dropping the speed a little bit, so that's okay though. That's good. We'll fly like this. I don't know if this gives us the arrival time in Sim Toolkit Pro. I'm gonna check that one. Arrival details. Weather at our destination airport is same as our departure. 1012 is the QNH. We are almost, yeah, we are almost halfway through our flight plan.
Shouldn't this Honda jet be able to fly 440 knots or something?
It's fast. I mean,
Yeah,
business
but
jets
how-
are always fast, I believe, than the airliners.
Yeah, but I get that red warning, you know, if I pass 210 knots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe I'm doing something wrong.
I don't know. But 210 is kind of slow for cruise, so there's
Yeah.
something off there. Okay, the speed is creeping down, so I'm gonna give her a little bit more power to keep the speed. Stabilize at least around 410 knots of ground speed. Okay, that's better. We are now accelerating slowly. I think I lost my camera views for the cabin. Yep, I did. Can I just go back like this? Oh, I can. Maybe I can set a cabin view very quickly using one of these seats here. It's the engines. We should be behind the wing now. Yes, we are. Maybe a couple more rows back. Like here. Might work. Right under the wing. Looks like it. Yeah, I'll set this for now. And then maybe go to the other side and set another one. This time maybe towards the front of the cabin. And it's interesting to hear the sound changing as you move in the cockpit. That's great to see. This works for me. Just set this up like that. Very nice. Oh, look at that. I enjoy looking out the windows. There we are, back in the cockpit. We don't need this. So are we stable or are we still going to overspeed? That's the question. Is it going up? Looks like it is stable at 418. Yep, looks like it. Oh, 419. It's still creeping up a little bit. That's what I believe Lucas was trying to say. It's just too hard to adjust. Let's stay around 89-ish, like that. The TMS should set the other engines for us. I'm only playing with one throttle axis, not all four. Hopefully this will give us what we need. Alright, let me just take a look at the chat. Nothing much going on there. That's fine. Speed looks like creeping up a little bit, but not as bad, so it should be okay for now. So I'm gonna jump outside to see where's everybody. So Auro is there. And Medeiros is back there. We have Mark and Koshik. I'm not still seeing Captain Megazenon. That is a little bit interesting still. Not sure why it didn't came back. Yep, it oscillates, Lucas. So I'm trying to stay around where I am, but it's just either slowing down or speeding up. It's not staying at where I set it, so I'm gonna try to stick to 89% M1 and see where it takes us. Oh yeah, you're true, you're right. It's not the type of the plane you can leave, okay, cruise and go get a coffee. You're right. Oh, there you are, Captain Megazenon. I see you now.
See me?
Yep. You are passing through my windscreen.
Sorry?
You are in front of me.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's the server just bringing you down very fast to 29,000. It's just,
I'm trying
you look like you are descending super fast, going down.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, look at that. I have a joke about this, okay, airplane joke. Let me just tell you guys about it. So this is a phrase I use a lot at work with my friends who know me, so that they don't get offended. I tell them, like, do you know how to fly? Okay. So the joke is about a parrot and a donkey flying on an airplane. So they are at the back and the parrot decides to call the flight attendant. So he hits the button to call her. She comes over and then asks, "Sir, what can I do for you?" And the parrot says, "Oh, nothing, I'm just being an a-hole," okay? So this goes on a couple times, so parrot just bugs the flight attendant a lot. And then the donkey says, "Oh, this is so cool, I want to do the same thing." So the donkey hits the button, flight attendant comes, and same thing happens, like, what can I do for you, sir?" "Nothing, I'm just being a-hole." So the flight attendant goes to the pilot saying, "There's a donkey and a parrot at the back. They are both a-holes. What do you want me to do?" So the pilot says, "Throw them off board." So they threw them away from the plane. So the parrot starts to fly right away and the donkey is just going down very fast. And then the parrot yells behind him saying, "If you don't know how to fly, why are you being such an a-hole?" So some of the friends at work that I work with knows this joke, and I say, "Do you still know how to fly?" Yeah. Oh, the weather is nice. Do you guys think that we might be doing a night landing or sunset, something like that? Because the sun looks like is going down behind us. Still up high, but I'm not sure if we will see like sundown or sunset approach into the airport.
I think we land earlier than.
I think we have done one night landing so far, where I screwed up couple things if I remember correctly. And then, which one was it where the weather decided to kick in on final, where I had to go around, and I think it was what it was. What was it I was flying that day? 737, I believe. In one of these flights, and I still have the. Oh, maybe I should fly the Mad Dog next stream, MD82, so that you guys get to see it. But oh yeah, speaking of that, where are we going next stream is the question. We haven't discussed anything about that, and because of what's going on in personal life, I wasn't able to sit down and get that game set up again. But what we can do is, I think, can we play the game without questions, or can we just do something at least? Or have a decision, or discuss what we should do in the next stream. So I'm gonna check where what's close by to where we are going to land, and where we can go. We can probably get closer to Rio. We probably can get closer to Rio if we follow the coast and fly to maybe Salvador. Oh yeah, we can fly to Salvador. I need to find the airport there. There is a Salvador International Airport.
Huh?
That is like from where we are going to land.
Yeah.
That's roughly the same distance, and that will get us super close to. So we will get close to Rio if we do Salvador, and then another flight, and then in 2 streams we can reach to Rio. Mike Sierra Lima Papa. I need to get into SimBrief. Let me see this. From where we are landing, if we go to Salvador, and if we fly the MD82, it gives us what? No, that's probably the wrong airport. That's not that one. Okay, that's the wrong one. Check here. I need to be able to see the airports. Let's see. Sierra Bravo, Sierra Victor. Is that the airport? Oh yeah, that is the airport. So if we go to Salvador from here, that is 1 hour 40-minute flight time. That's Magaleas International in Salvador, Brazil. That's what we can do in the next one. Oh, Lucas says, are you going south? Maybe Sierra Bravo, Romeo, Juliet. Let's see. So that's Rio.
Ja. Ja, ja.
That is probably a
Ja.
longer flight.
Jeg skjønner.
Lucas, we
Jeg
are
skjønner.
trying to get there.
Det er litt således til meg også, med enkelte ting. Men ja, nei, jeg har vært da.
Yep, that's 3 hours flight time. Lucas. We'll get there eventually. I think we can split it into two, Lucas. We can go to Sierra Bravo, Sierra Victor. That's 1 hour 40 minutes, and then we can go to Sierra Bravo, Romeo, Juliet after that, and that will get us into Rio in two streams. And then from Rio, it's just up to us where to go. No, let me see. We probably passed our top of descent. Yep, we did. Let's slow us down. Let's start descending. I got too busy checking whatever we need to do. Let's set the altitude to 2000. And we will circle around to descend down. That's fine. Arm the altitude, and then we will sink and pitch down. This time we will pitch down like 2000 feet per minute to get there a little bit faster. And we should hopefully get down. Yep, after the next we can do that, Lucas. Next time we are probably going to Sierra Bravo, Sierra Victor. And hopefully I'm not too late at descending. I might have to put some speed brakes out too, to slow us down a little bit, so that we can descend on time and do not overshoot where we need to be at for our approach. We are already on our arrival. Yep, we are coming to the DME arc very shortly, so we need to slow down and descend to 2000 and fly the arc while descending. So I'm gonna put more speed brakes out to slow us down. I missed the top of descent, which was unfortunate, but we will correct this and get down. We are descending super fast, so we should be there. And let me just get my heading bug to our current heading in case I need to fly heading and then give myself some more time to descend. Or the other thing, if the FMS can do it, we can program a hold to descent down at maybe the next waypoint. Yep, we can just do it on here. Let's see if we have holds working. Oh, no, holds are not working. Okay, we'll have to do something different to get down to 2000. We are slowing down, so we should have more time to get down there and keep the speed around 200 knots while descending, and we will hopefully not have any issues. Coming up to Oxam, which is the DME arc that we need to fly. Let's see here. Yep, Oxam. We are turning 87. Looks like the aircraft will fly the DME arc for us, and we should see the that frequency is 116.9er. So can we tune 116.9er just to have an understanding of the DME? And then we will switch to the localizer frequency. We will keep that on our, so we are 20 miles to there, and at 10 miles we should be at Oxam flying the DME arc. We are coming down pretty fast, so we'll see. Yep, pressurization for landing, thanks for reminding. Let me see, the airport elevation is 33, so we'll go to the overhead. It should do it for it should do it automatic, isn't it? It's on auto, so it should set it itself as we descend. That's what I'm thinking. I can't remember if I set the pressurization in this aircraft, so just remind me, Lucas, if I am doing something wrong here, okay? Because as far as I know, that's here, that's the delta P. It's this instrument here, cabin altitude, delta P, and delta P is dropping, so that means our pressurization is working and it's taking care of itself. And that's the airport. We are getting to the arc, and I think we are still going to be too high. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to heading mode here, and I'm gonna turn around once. That will give me enough time to descend down, because otherwise we are not going to be able to shoot this approach. We'll turn around once. That will give us the altitude we need to be at, and that's our aircraft coming up to the DME arc, so we'll turn and come back to our flight plan routing. We just go and take a look at the legs page. So the active is Oaklam. We want to go to Oxam, so we will go direct Oxam after turning around, and that should put us back on our flight plan routing. Alright, we'll keep it there. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, Lucas, but I don't think this aircraft requires you to set the landing elevation. I think that's Boeing, you have to, but in this one it takes care of itself automatically as you start descending down. Speed looks good. We are coming down to 12,000, and we will turn another 90 degrees to left to heading roughly 35 0 and then fly away and then come back to OXAM, which should put us back to our flight plan routing. And by that time we are passing below 10,000, so we need to turn on our runway exit lights and runway landing lights on, and call the cabin radar on when we are back on track. But so far we are looking good. We'll take another 90-degree turn towards OXAM and then go back to LNAV, which will then take us to OXAM if we do it direct. Let's put it here and let's check the legs page. Now it should go to OXAM direct. Let's see. Okay, that's the direct to OXAM. Let's execute this and then this will put us back to our flight plan routing. Another 90-degree turn now to heading 260. We will be back on track shortly. And we are descending nicely, so we will keep the speed brakes out for the time being and then bring them in and keep the speed below 250 and start thinking about flaps and other stuff. I think we can shallow the descent a little bit. Yep, let's do that and let's go to 1,000 feet per minute. We are at 6,000, so it shouldn't be a problem to get down to 2,000 from here on. Let's descend below, like at around 5 we will adjust the vertical speed and go to LNAV for direct OXAM. And you have to remember everything. I was just slacking for the next route and didn't realize we passed the top of descent that we talked about. But all is good now. So
Did you overrun the... Sorry, I got a call.
oh no, it's fine. What happened is I passed the top of descent when I was trying to take a look at the next route and where we should be going, and I had to circle to give myself some more time to descend. All is good now. We are down to 4,000-ish, so we should have no problems getting down to 2,000 for our approach. I will activate LNAV again and the aircraft should start turning towards OXAM and it should put us back to our flight plan routing. And I need to do some tweaking there because before act up we need to go to UCLAM. So I will modify this and put it here and execute that. Now we should be back to where we need to be at. I can bring the speed brakes in now, I don't need them anymore, and increase the throttle so that we don't stall the aircraft, and keep the M1 around 70% to stay below 250. Okay, all worked pretty good now. We are back on track, as you see, coming towards OXAM on the same, pretty much same flight plan route. And the aircraft should fly the DME arc for us. And we are reading 15, so in about 5 miles we should see the aircraft turning left to follow the DME arc. And then we can switch frequencies when we are there and get to the localizer frequency and switch from RNAV to NAV and then activate the localizer, which is... oh, that's... where is the localizer here? I think it's this one, and then glide slope. I don't think it's B loc, maybe it is, but this is back course if I'm not mistaken, so it should be We will try. We'll see. Alright. 12 miles from Recife, VOR. And we are finally coming down to 2000. Speed creep past 250, so I'm gonna cut the throttles a little bit. Yep, the VL should be the localizer, and then glide slope is armed separately. And the aircraft, as you see, is turning to fly the DME for us. And we will eventually get down to 1600 for the glide slope. So let's arm that too. And let's descend below 2000 over the city. And that is the DME arc. Overshot the turn a little bit because of our speed. We need to slow down more. Let's keep the throttles around 50% for now. And then maybe just use some speed brakes to slow us down. And we will hit the placard for takeoff. We need to set our TMS to we will keep it on descent for now. It should slow us down too. And we are coming down to 1600, and we can now switch to localizer frequency and then arm the localizer after switching to nav localizer. Alright, and then localizer captured. We are going to extend the flaps. Let's go flaps 18. Why my flaps are not extending? Do I have the hydraulics turned off? No. Something wrong with my controller, I guess. Huh. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. No flaps.
Oh.
I can't just move the flap lever.
Uh-oh.
Assuming this is a controller thing. Do I need to bring the speed brakes in? Oh no, no flaps. It is not responding at all. Alright. I think it's turnaround time for us again due to that flap problem I have. So going heading mode again. Turning towards right slightly while I figure out the flaps. I'm gonna fly that same altitude. Speed brakes work, flaps doesn't. I wonder why. Everything should be fine. PTU is on, pumps are on. We should have, well, I'm not sure. We should have the flaps working, but they are not. Oh, there we go. Okay, it started working. So that's flaps 18. Get back on track now. Turn right towards the back end of the localizer. Okay, we will select gear down. Keep the throttles.
Speed checked below 180. Select flaps 24.
It's flaps 24 selected.
170. Select flaps 30.
Flaps 30 selected.
Localizer armed.
We'll arm the localizer again. Set our approach speed. It's 120. And we are finally coming towards the localizer, I guess. Or we will. When we make another right turn, because it's armed, but it is not going to capture the localizer until we get closer.
145. Select flap 33.
Okay, speed is creeping down. We don't want to stall the aircraft, so let's increase the throttle. it should come back up now. And we are at our final flaps. Everything is set. Glide slope captured before the localizer? Why?
TI.
Because you need some problems in every
Alright.
stream.
We'll fix it. We'll fix it. We are getting towards the localizer. We will stay at 1400, 1600, whatever the altitude is, and it should sort itself out. I think in this aircraft, what I'm not remembering correctly is you turn the localizer on and wait until you capture the localizer before you arm the glide slope capture. Otherwise, you will have a problem. But we are doing fine on speed, and we should be okay. That's where we are. We will capture the localizer momentarily, and then we can capture the glide slope. And this one is on me, Captain Megazenon. I forgot to descend on time, and this is what you end up with if you don't descend on time. These things are super fast, and there is no way you are making up for that lost time unless you do something, and that's what I tried to do.
I had the same problem.
And I didn't expect the flaps to give me a problem, but that was, I don't know, I have to investigate that after the stream to see what my controller mapping is messing up. But now I think we are good. We should now capture the localizer, and aircraft should turn towards the localizer. I'm just waiting for that.
And I'm landing.
I will be right behind you. It should say localizer captured very shortly when we see this needle coming.
Oh, I got lots of lag here landing.
I think we can turn right again towards the localizer, and it should capture the localizer now.
Localizer captured.
There we go. And we can arm the glides armed, and it will capture the glide slope this time. But we have traffic. This is probably seeing you guys. There is the airport. Alright, we are finally on final approach.
Yeah, I'm clear of the runway.
I'm clear.
Is this an offset localizer? I feel like we are off to the right a little bit, even if it says captured.
I had the same issue. It took me in at an angle.
Well,
Yeah,
I will correct that later.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the glide slope. Hopefully we will capture the glide slope and we will start descending and set the missed approach altitude of 4000 when that happens. Finally. Still no sign of the glide slope though, but I am trying to see. It's coming down. That yellow arrow is the glide slope.
To get pretty close.
It is gonna. Why? Oh, it's the speed. Okay, I will take control here. No worries. We'll descend on our own. Let me fix my view to see the puppies, and I will control the aircraft from here. We are not gonna worry about glide slope. Pitch down and get down to that altitude. Let's set the missed approach altitude while I'm trying to descend. That is set. Okay. We don't need the autopilot, okay? Thank you. Correct our course too. We will get there. The puppies are looking white, but it's okay. Still have time. I'm not sure why it's just bouncing like this. So that's I don't know.
I did that too.
You too? Okay.
There's some kind of weird turbulence. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. The trim wheel is not responding. Look at that. Like, it's like too much bouncing. We should catch up to the glide slope shortly. Hopefully.
I only started bouncing when I was quite close. It wasn't from such a distance.
Yeah, I mean our course is looking fine, but not the glide slope. But by just judging my position, we should see the puppies correctly at this point. I'm just coming in towards the end of the runway, but I'm not sure why the puppies are not displaying 2 reds, 2 whites. 500. We shouldn't have any problems landing from here. I feel like, yes, we are still a little bit high, but it should get down.
You're landing on runway 18 still?
Yep. Runway 18.
It's like 18. Same approach I had.
Should start
It was lagging
nose.
a lot.
Cut the throttles, and that weird turbulence is still pushing me up. I'm not sure if it's the ground effect again. I'm having a hard time descending this thing.
30, 20.
A little bit floaty landing.
I see a Cessna Citation next to me. Is that you?
It's me.
Oh,
Yellow.
Just
so I
watching.
can see you, but not.
Alright, spoilers are out. We are down, a little bit floaty. But we are slowing down. We should not have any problems exiting or vacating the runway at the end from the next exit. I could have taken that one if I manually braked, but I will just roll towards the end. Bring the speed brakes in manually.
Brake pressure seen.
Start braking.
60 knots.
We can bring the flaps in now. And that's it. Let's clean up
Another
that
happy
warning.
landing.
We'll take this exit to the left. I think that's where the terminal building is, if I have seen correctly. Take it from there. Let's start the APU. Alright, not too bad, despite all the stuff we had down the road. In one of these streams I will just stop talking and remember everything and descend on time and land properly. Alright, we are past and vacated the runway. Let's go to standby on the transponder. We don't need the weather radar anymore, and it's not working anyway. We will get the altitude down to 0 for the next flight. Flight directors can come off now. And I need to find the parking spot.
I don't see you anywhere anymore.
You don't?
Pilot. No.
Oh, interesting. Auro is on final. I'm seeing him.
Yeah.
I see
I
Captain
can see you.
Magazine. And oh, you guys are on the left side of the runway. Or right side of the runway. I am on the left. You are at the GA area, I guess. Maybe I should cross the runway and come towards you guys instead of trying to park next to these big boys I see over here. What is Air France doing here? Is that an A330? Is it possible? I see some Qantas too. Like, isn't that too far away for them to be here?
I was
And
flying in
that's-
VR. When I quit VR, then I could see you again.
Oh,
So there has
do you
to be a
think
bug.
like VR is interfering? I'm coming towards you guys. I'm not gonna park here. It's just
Double check my.
crossing the runways and I'll be with you guys.
What are you
flip back
flying?
to work.
I hope I don't block the way for Auro. He is pretty much on final, about to land. Maybe I should stop here and give him some time to land before I just taxi towards there. And we'll see Auro landing. There he is.
You're in a small GA aircraft.
Am I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what Ed's saying. He's
I probably
Won't
can
render.
cross before he lands. He's at 500 feet. Oh, let's wait for Auro to land. At least we can see him. So the landing was floaty, but I think our vertical speed was 120 feet per minute, so it was okay, but floaty.
yeah.
And that's all due to me not descending on time.
What is the normal landing?
I think up to 200 feet per minute is fine.
Okay.
But you still need some sort of pressure in some aircraft to activate the auto brakes. This one doesn't have auto brakes, but the ones that has an auto brake requires some landing gear pressure to activate the auto brakes. So Auro is down. We can cross the runway now. Lucas is asking, between this and the Mad Dog, which one is more challenging? I think Mad Dog is more challenging, Lucas. Because it has failures. If you do stuff wrong, like I did here, we would probably have some more problems than just going to turn around. Falcon, I mean, aircraft is not too bad, to be honest with you. It's just couple things there. My controller setup is not in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's an external app that controls my switches. It might be something with that. And each aircraft is different, and I might be doing something wrong. And that's might be the reason why it didn't capture. And I think if I remember the tutorial flight correctly, you have to arm the localizer first and wait until you capture the localizer before you arm the glide slope. Oh, you are in love with private jets. I understand that. But as long as this aircraft goes, it's not bad, but you might enjoy Honda Jet a lot better.
What I don't like with the Honda Jet, it does everything automatically.
Yeah,
so you just sit there.
It's a little bit boring, Captain Magazine. Yeah. I watched the review video and I said, okay, if I don't know if I want this aircraft because I want to play with things. I want to do some stuff. Because otherwise, flying airliners is no fun. You just get up to the cruise and just sit there, stare at the screen until you are ready to descend.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I like the 737.
Yeah,
more
because
than
it has more interactions. A320 is much more automated than the 737. Yes, you are right. So there's.
That's why they say some pilots prefer the Boeing aircraft in general to the Airbus because there's more for them to do.
Yeah. So
they don't sleep.
No, you don't fall asleep. Yeah, that happened just a while ago, right? Was that on an Airbus? I guess it was Italian. Yeah, it was Italian Airlines. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
in real life,
pilots,
you mean?
One pilot, I think it was the co-pilot. It was during his designated sleeping period, so that's fine. He was allowed to sleep. They're flying like New York to Rome or something, or I don't know. And the actual pilot, he took an unscheduled nap. And for about 10 minutes, the air traffic couldn't get a hold of him. I guess he woke up somehow and saved the day. But obviously, I think they did an investigation. They found the pilot was at fault, not the co-pilot, but the pilot, and they fired him. Because he also said that it was a radio error. He didn't even admit to falling asleep. And they checked the radios out and said, no, I don't think so.
Interesting. So
I don't think he would have gotten fired for falling asleep and not lying about it. He might have got suspended. But if you lie about why, then you can get yourself into trouble. Yeah.
That is interesting.
50-hour flight.
All right.
I mean, that hasn't happened during one of our flights so far.
No. Yeah, at least I don't sleep during streams. Yes. Okay, let's turn the TMS off.
The stream was 15 hours long, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we do a long haul. I might leave the screen and come back, but in these ones, I'll probably not sleep or never sleep. Let's shut down our engines. We have APU power now.
You didn't even get yourself a cup of coffee today.
No, it's fine though. All right. Let's see here. Engines are spooling down. When we are below 20% M1, which we are, we can turn the beacon light off. All right, beacon should be off now. Yep. And we will get ready to deboard the aircraft. So let me bring my yoke, and we can open the cockpit door now safely. Open the aircraft doors, I guess, is the next thing. We'll put the chocks in place, open the door, get the stairs out, and open the cargo doors, and we'll get the GPU, and then we are ready to shut down the APU and let the passengers out.
So, did you discuss what we're doing next stream?
Yeah, we discussed briefly. I think I find an airport that we can fly into next week. So we have AC power or ground power available. Let's turn it on. And I can now turn the APU off. Assume that the passengers are leaving the aircraft now. So next week is... Let me just pull the SimBrief flight plan I quickly did, and that's how I missed the top of descent. Sierra Bravo Victor Sierra, I believe, was the airport I looked at.
Okay.
Let me double check that one. So we are at Sierra Bravo Romeo Foxtrot, right? And Sierra Bravo, is it Victor Sierra or Sierra Victor? Oh, it's Sierra, I think it's Sierra Victor.
Okay.
Yep, it's Sierra Bravo Sierra Victor next week.
Okay.
And I'm planning to fly the MD-82, and that gives us a 1 hour 40-minute flight time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the
Yeah.
plan for next week. Sorry guys about the last minute issues again. I promise next time
No
I
problem.
will be a pilot and I don't distract myself with other stuff. Man.
Oh, that's okay.
Maybe you should
Was a
fly
nice
behind the
stream.
jet.
At least we didn't crash. At least the stream was smooth enough for you guys to enjoy. And I think I sorted out the streaming side of things. So next week I will be flying the MD-82, and you can join with aircraft or your choice.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
I
great.
thanks Auro. Yeah, Auro says better landing than I did. Yeah, I mean it was floaty, but not as hard or bumpy, or it wasn't something like last week where I bounced off the runway because the aircraft didn't flare. Thanks, Lucas. Hope to see you again next week on Sunday at 2 p.m. If all goes well with the surgery tomorrow, I will be streaming again because he will be back to a little bit more recovery mode, and my wife will be at home to take care of it while I stream on Sunday.
Hope all goes well.
Yeah.
I hope so too. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it.